After more than 6 months since I first announced my second creator contest, I'm super excited to share with you the results of that contest. I had a lot of really great entries to this. Honestly, I am completely serious when I say, like, this is so cool. My results to my first creator contest weren't nearly this cool. This one has some really awesome levels that were made for it, which it was so cool going through and looking at all of them. I'm really excited to bring this to you and show you the winners. As far as the scoring system I used, it's similar to last time, although a little bit different. All the aspects are worth the same amount of points, so it's a little bit different in that regard. Also, there aren't really any prizes this time. Maybe for my next contest I'll do prizes, but I felt like the first one had way too complex of prizes. So I need to find a good balance for that. But anyway, the scoring system is based on 5 different parameters. There's atmosphere, which is just like how enveloping the level is. If it has a good song and it matches the feel of the song, that'll add to it. Just how much it kind of gets you enveloped in the level, how much of an emotional impact it has, and how much it's able to create an experience for you. Originality is based on a couple things. First of all, just how creative people are with the palette and using it in creative ways. Also, just doing things that are unique and haven't really been done before, doing things that are interesting and feel new and fresh. That adds to originality. Dynamism is basically just how dynamic it is. That can be based on a couple of things. Movement in the level, keeping it very energetic, giving it a lot of life, making it feel alive. Also changing things up a lot, just keeping it interesting and engaging to look at. Visual quality is just how polished the level looks. If it looks like, you know, good. Just very basic visual stuff. If it looks good, then that's visual quality. And finally, gameplay is just how fun it is to play. Not really much to say about that. Anyway, other than that, the only other thing I really wanted to say before I jump into the results is that my colors that I made for this, they were uploaded to my account, but I actually am deleting them off of there and uploading them to a new account called Creator Library. I'll probably be uploading lots of other palettes I make to that account, so be sure to check that account out. If you want to do anything with these colors after this video goes up, the colors will be on that account. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. With all that out of the way, enjoy the video. These are some pretty cool levels. Hope you like them. This level isn't anything too special visual-wise, and the gameplay is a little bit buggy in some parts, a little bit janky, like parts where you tap the orbs in the that part doesn't work correctly sometimes. Also, the 2-player part where you move up and down is bugged on 288 Hz with the FPS bypass. Works okay on 144 though. Overall, a little bit buggy. There's some weird bits of gameplay. It's not too bad. The reason this is on the top 5 is mostly just because it had a really original way of using the Sunny Day color palette. Normally I would like expect it to be used kind of like something like this, but they used it for like a tech cyber theme and used certain objects that no matter what color channel they're set to, they stay black, and they used those and kind of made a cyber theme with it. Also, it's very dynamic. There's a lot of movement. There's some pretty cool effects. It changes it up pretty nicely, even though the whole thing is kind of the same theme. It does do a good job of changing it up and breaking things up. So overall, I think it deserves the number 5 spot. Now this level starts off really good. Visually speaking, it's probably the best out of any of the levels, at least in the first couple parts. It looks really good, it's really well polished and has some really nice effects, but it really goes downhill in the later parts as it goes. It still looks kinda nice, but there's some weird details like the scale-hacked clouds, and it gets really messy and it just really goes downhill. Also, the gameplay is really not good. Like, I don't understand a lot of the gameplay decisions they made. Yeah, advice to the creator, work on your gameplay, work on trying to keep consistent quality throughout. You got good things going for you. It started off really strong, just had some really weird gameplay decisions, and it, you know, kind of got lazy towards the end. But if it weren't for those, this would easily be like number 1 or number 2. It probably would have a shot at the number 1 spot, honestly. Atmosphere-wise, this level is the best out of any of these. The atmosphere is amazing. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the song choice. It's a really nice song. I love the song. But also just the way he used the colors. Hard Ice was one of my color palettes where I didn't think people would find ways to make it look good, but Greenhall made it look good. And so I'm really happy with this level, honestly. The originality is also really great. Like, he used the colors in really creative ways, and I love the little jump pads as like the decorations on the houses. It's such an original, cute, fun little level. It's got a good amount of variety. Visually, it looks alright. I'm not as big of a fan of the darker part, although I love the atmosphere there. I feel like visually, it's not quite as good as the lighter parts. Also, the gameplay overall is fun and pretty, you know, it's not anything too special, but it's pretty decent. The only gripe I had with the gameplay was the invisible pad and the ball transition. I feel like that transition could be a lot better. I died there a few times because I didn't know what was going on, and it tries to correct you, but then it just makes it worse. But overall, great level. I really like it. Greenhall was saying that he didn't really like it. You know, man, believe in yourself. You got skills. This is a good level. I'm really happy with it. Thanks for entering my CC. Anyway, here's the whole level. Let's go. Alright, now at our number 2 spot, we got Blueprint by Zackley. Now, this level, visually speaking, it's pretty good. It's definitely better than most of the levels entered into my contest. I don't really like the wave part visually. I feel like it's a bit of a step down. I feel like dynamic-wise, there could be a bit more movement throughout the level, although the block transitions definitely help. I feel like it's still well polished. It definitely makes good use of the color palette. It fits the theme of what I was thinking with the color palette quite well, and I really like what he did with it. Overall, it's pretty polished visually. What really gets this level this high of a spot though is the amazing gameplay. A lot of people have commented on the gameplay of this level, but it is fun. I have beaten it multiple times. I've also beaten it on my phone even. I go back and replay it sometimes. It's just really fun. It kind of feels like a combination of Nejfu and Heinz. It's kind of like if Past and Pixel Thingy had a baby with a little bit of Accu mixed in there at the end. It's really fun stuff. The only thing that I'd say brings it down some is the ending. Has a couple little odd timings. It's nothing that you can't get used to with practice, but there's a couple little odd bits in there right at the end, and so I died there a lot. But I honestly don't even mind. I don't mind going through the whole level over again. It's such a fun level. But yeah, that's probably the only thing keeping it from a 10 out of 10. Keep it up, dude. Zackley, you are a gameplay master. Alright, now it's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Our first place winner is Blep by Nezzy. This level, while the gameplay isn't quite as incredible as Blueprint, obviously it's a lot easier, I feel like the gameplay overall is pretty solid, it's pretty readable. It could be better, but it's still a solid 7 out of 10 I think I gave it. But what really gets this level as high as it is the astounding visual polish. The visuals look amazing, and most of all, just how dynamic it is. There's so much movement, there's so much animation, there's so much variety to everything. He took such a limited color palette and did so many things with it. The entire level feels fresh and new. None of the parts feel recycled. There's so much variety, it's so dynamic, and it looks great. Nezzy, you did an awesome job. You deserve the #1 spot. Great job, thanks for entering my contest. Here's the full level, so enjoy.